Hello, beautiful. It's my 66th birthday. Can you believe it? Sometimes I can't. But honestly, I have never felt more vibrant, strong, and at peace than I do now. And sometimes people will ask, Angel, what's your secret? Frankly, sis, there are no secrets. Today, I'm breaking down my 5 non-negotiable rules. And these rules aren't complicated. In fact, some of them you can do in your pajamas. Now, having said that, I realize for some, birthdays can feel heavy. But if you feel like your best years are behind you, I want to challenge you today. I'm going to share 5 daily habits from my morning routine to the foods that love me back. And this is exactly how I'm thriving at this new season of my life. So welcome to the beauty of aging. And let's get ready to celebrate 66. We live in a world that rewards urgency. Before our feet even hit the floor, the world is asking something of us. Notifications, emails, news alerts. But the way we begin our day matters more than we realize. That will be absorbed in no time. Get our outfit for today. I don't need to leave home, so it's athleisure wear. It's cloudy. Let's hope the sun comes out later. Consider starting your mornings focused on peace. A quiet anchor activity. A calm morning helps regulate stress hormones and sets the tone for the rest of your day. Heart freeze last month, so everything is just brown. Everything except the weeds. So previously I would just do, I was very intentional about it, using like a Bible app to do a morning verse and then a short prayer. And but over the last 6 months, I've really expanded that practice to include meditation, affirmations, on top of what I was already doing. So what previously used to take me about 10 minutes, now it takes me 20, sometimes 30 minutes because it's based on what I feel like I need at the time. So there's an app that I discovered called Insight Timer, and it has affirmations and meditations that I do for starting my day. And it may not seem like a big deal, but I promise if you are intentional about your mornings, that over a very short period of time, you will really see a difference in how you mentally manage your day. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I can't tell you why it works. I can just tell you that it does. But you owe yourself time in the morning for yourself, because the emails, the phone calls, the meetings, all of those things are always going to be there. And if that means you need to wake up just a few minutes earlier for yourself, then it's worth it. It's totally worth it. Now, I live on the Gulf Coast where temperatures are very mild, and I understand that many people cannot sit outside in the middle of February. If you are in your home for your morning meditation, starting your day with intention, don't do it in your home office if you work from home. Don't do it in a space that's associated with work. Find any corner of your home, the dining room, even a small space in your closet where you can just sit uninterrupted, peacefully and quietly and pour into yourself. Because it's not really about the amount of time. It's not necessarily about the location. The most important thing is that you are taking the time as soon as you start the day to invest in yourself, because chances are the rest of the day you're going to be pouring out. Starting the day by investing in yourself will make all the difference in the world. Okay, let's talk about movement, exercise. So often it is framed very negatively. Like, I've got to exercise because I want to lose weight, or I got to exercise because I don't want to gain weight because I ate something I shouldn't have. It's just all punitive, all negative, and framed in a way that says it's something I gotta do. I think a very helpful mindset, frame movement as a blessing It is something that I get to do. I frame movement as an investment in my future self, an investment in a future generation. Now, why? You may say, well, if you're like me, you might not have grandchildren yet. But when they do come, I want to be able to enjoy them, to play, run, jump. Maybe not as high as they can, but to be able to enjoy those future grandchildren, to be able to enjoy traveling and retirement with my husband, to be able to move freely. Those are all things that we get to do. And movement doesn't necessarily have to be something that's very physical and demanding, something as simple as walking around in your neighborhood. And when the weather is inclement, walking around your house. It may seem like it won't make a difference, but trust me, it will. Maintaining your flexibility in your joints, maintaining your strength, simply by being able to carry your own body weight. Now, I start every morning with just a little bit of movement by stretching. I have osteoarthritis in my hips, in my back, and a little bit in my knees. I was a runner for about 40 years, and so I think just the cumulative effect of that, and also just being 66, stuff happens, y'all. But that doesn't mean that I can't still be active. So in the mornings, I always start with some very simple body weight stretches by just leaning over and letting my body weight stretch out my back, stretch out my hamstrings, and stretch out my hip joints. I do work from home, so I sit a lot, and I have to be very aware of getting up, moving around. So I have reminders set on my smartwatch for every hour for me to just get up and move. That could be something as simple as going from my home office to the kitchen to get something to drink. I keep that in the office because sometimes during the day I can just feel my back tightening up, and I'll just do some stretches, some cat cows, and walk around a little bit. Basically just loosen up the joints. Now, having said that, I do love a vigorous aerobic workout 3 to 4 times a week. So welcome to my little exercise corner of the world. And I'm getting ready to ride. Also, I've got my yoga mats, my yoga blocks, because we always got to stretch. I love a good aerobic workout, and I primarily get that on my Peloton. But so I'm about to do a Peloton workout. And I don't just do aerobics, which is the cycling part. I also do stretching and 10 minutes of arms at least 3 times a week. I get a lot of questions about my arms. I do not do heavy weightlifting. These are just from 2 5-pound weights. You'll see a few clips of that when I'm doing the workout. Let's get started.
You just gotta do the thing. You gotta wake up and drink the water. You gotta get on the bike. You gotta do the workout.
Hey guys, in the kitchen, because of course we can't talk about maintaining a healthy, vibrant life at 60 and beyond without talking about fuel, food, what we put in our bodies. More than at any other time in our lives, we are what we eat. Now, one word you're not ever going to hear me talk about, and that is dieting, because dieting doesn't usually work. It's too restrictive, it's not sustainable, and it's joyless. I'm from New Orleans, so you know how I feel about food and culture and the role food plays in the community, and eating food that tastes good and doesn't just nourish your body, but nourishes your soul. So I will say one of the main differences that I've made in how I eat, I would say over the last 10 years, eating a far more plant-based diet. And it wasn't that I ate poorly before, but as with many women, I gained a lot of weight during menopause, 15 to 20 pounds by doing the same thing that I'd always done, right? I was exercising, eating right. But I just stumbled on the fact that when I reduced my animal protein intake, that I began to shed the pounds. And so more or less during the week, I pretty much eat a vegetarian diet. I'm still focusing on protein. And in fact, today I'm fixing red beans and rice. I have a full vlog on how I prepare vegetarian red beans and rice. And don't let anybody tell you that vegetarian or vegan food is not tasty. They just don't know how to cook it. And then on the weekends, I pretty much eat really whatever I want to. And for the most part, usually just either chicken or fish. What I found to creating a really tasty vegetarian meal where I don't miss meat is to really infuse a lot of herbs, fresh when you can. We had a freeze recently, so what was left of my herb garden is gone. But at a pinch, I will definitely use a dry herb. I find that herbaceous, woody, earthy flavor really punches up the flavor of the red beans. And I don't miss the seasoning meat that you would normally put in here. And for context, that's usually an andouille sausage or some type of pork. For every dinner, I will always have a salad, and a pretty substantial size salad. So for those of you who are either in perimenopause or menopause and you're struggling with that unexplained weight gain, consider a more plant-based diet, and also think about how you feel when you eat certain things, because truthfully, a lot of the things that we ate when we were in our 20s, they just don't serve us well anymore. And so pay attention to the foods that love you back. If you feel like something is draining your energy, or if you feel as though something is giving you energy. I have on gloves because I just had my nails done. I have a much more detailed description of how to make New Orleans style red beans and rice that are vegetarian, healthy, and most of all tasty, but great for you because they have a lot of protein. So one of the takeaways of this little behind the scenes of me cooking today's dinner: make sure that you're eating foods that love you back. You want to ensure that your plate is at least 50% vegetables. Eat meats that are high in protein, low in fat. Decrease the sugary drinks. I mean, at this point, we shouldn't really be drinking soda like a teenager. But if you're someone who doesn't like water, add your favorite fruit to the water, whether that's strawberries. You can add a sprig of mint, cucumber. When watermelons and other types of melons are in season, plop a piece of that down in the water. There's a reason when you go to a hotel and you see the large water dispensers and they're infused with all of the fruit, it's because the longer it sits there, the more the essential oils and flavors and natural fruit juices infuse that water, and it is delicious. And in my opinion, quenches your thirst, is better for you, and tastes better than almost any canned soda I can think of. Which takes me to this: hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Water is one of the most inexpensive and undervalued form of not just nutrition, but of self-care. Water supports everything: your digestion, your circulation, skin health, hair health. Sometimes you have dry skin and dry hair, not because you're not using the right products, but because you're not properly hydrated. Dehydration can even cause headaches. So if you ever have a headache, before you reach for that pain reliever, ask yourself, how much water have I drank today? Drink about 8 to 10 ounces of water and wait a few minutes and see if that headache dissipates. Is your silver gray or blonde hair looking dull, drab, tired, just blah? The Maison 276 3-step system is designed to bring your brilliance back. Brighten, cleanse, and restore the natural brilliance of your hair without the use of purple dyes. All of our products are clinically tested, plant-based, and certified clean beauty to restore and maintain the brilliance of your silver gray or blonde hair. No purple dyes, no messy after shampoo cleanup, no drama, just beautiful hair. Let's talk about soul food. Not food that you eat, but things, people, and experiences that nourish your soul. Because while our physical health is obviously critically important to us, community and staying connected to people is equally as important. And in fact, research actually shows that isolation can age us almost as fast as anything. Because human beings were meant for community. We were meant for conversation, laughter, shared experiences. So you see, staying connected isn't optional, it's essential to a life well lived. Your tribe could be family, it could be friends, members of a shared interest group. The truth is that it really doesn't matter who your tribe is. What matters is that there are people who see you, support you, love you, and give you space to be 100% authentically you. But just like all of the other tips that I've shared, staying connected also requires us to be intentional and thoughtful in making sure that it happens. Just speaking personally, sometimes with the busyness of life, I will look up and find that I haven't connected to my tribe. And so I had to be very, very intentional about it. There's a group of us, we call ourselves the hot tub group. We literally sit in my girlfriend's hot tub, drink champagne, and kiki and laugh for hours. And each time we do it, we leave feeling full of gratitude for friendships that have spanned decades of shared experiences, some good, some bad. But those are the things that bind us and strengthen our bond. So do this. Choose at least once a week one intentional moment, whether that's reaching out via text or phone, grabbing a coffee date, scheduling a walk with a friend, or maybe just a group text check-in. Consider joining a book club, either in person or virtually. Expand your tribe by doing something completely new, like maybe volunteering or taking a community class. Whatever you choose to do, choose something that's low pressure, creates a rhythm of consistency, and most importantly, gives you a space of belonging. My evening rituals are consistent and they signal to my body that it's time to stop, to rest, and to recharge. Starting with my electronic devices, everything sets to do not disturb at a certain period of time. Frankly, sometimes I'm in my office working when that happens, but that is still a digital reminder that it's okay for the workday to end. And remember, rituals don't have to be complicated. They can be very, very simple. From a beauty perspective, it is simply a warm shower. Sometimes I'll have some eucalyptus hanging in the shower to give me that spa feeling. Non-negotiable on cleansing the face, wrapping my hair in a satin turban or scarf. Again, very simple techniques, but because I do it consistently, it is a signal to my body that it's time to rest. So here are some tips that may help you. Maybe winding down around 9 and then preparing for bed around 10. Create a simple ritual like a facial cleanse. As you saw, I only use 2 products. My routines are consistent, simple, but very effective. And maybe a calming habit like stretching or reading or a cup of warm caffeine-free tea. And remember, my morning routine included an app for mindful meditations and affirmations to start my day. I end my day the exact same way with that same app with affirmations and meditations for preparing your body for deep sleep. The one additional thing that I will add is my nighttime mask. I've been sleeping with a mask for about the last 20 years, but this one is new. It is Bluetooth enabled, and so I can connect it to the app and I can listen to either evening affirmations or even nature sounds. There's a wide variety of options, but I am sure there's something on this app to help you get a deep, peaceful, fully restorative sleep. So as you can see, all of these rules are simple. None of these habits are complicated. And that's the whole point. But together, they form a framework for consistently treating yourself with care, respect, and intention. Because after all, that is indeed the truest form of self-love. Living well at 50, 60, 70, and beyond isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. Small choices, repeated daily, shape how we feel in and about our bodies. At the start of this video, I said I wanted to challenge the idea that our best years are behind us. I hope after sharing some of my 5 non-negotiables that you can see the truth behind that, because your best years aren't behind you. They're within you, just waiting to be unlocked by these simple daily habits. It's not about being perfect, but it's about writing your own rules for this incredible season of your life. Remember, the goal is not just to add more years to our life, it's to add more life to our years. So now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 rules spoke to you the most? Is it the mindful morning quiet time? Or maybe it's about finding a form of movement that you can do consistently and that feels good to you. Let me know in the comments. You know I love chit-chatting with you in the DMs and seeing how you're thriving. And let me know if you want something more in-depth about any of the topics I covered. Now, if you enjoyed my 60th birthday vlog, you're going to enjoy looking back a year at how this first got started with my 65th birthday. Stay tuned because the link is coming right up at the end of this vlog. Thank you so much for joining me as I celebrate 66, and I'm already looking forward to 67. Take care, and I'll see you the next time. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of The Beauty of Aging. I'll see you next time, y'all. But it really is past my bedtime. So good night.